Demaya, can you see it now, honey?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad you could see it. Okay, now let's get started. Miss Miranda, if you could help with me calling on people,
Yeah.
or you can just like do a list or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Remember where we ended? We ended with Mr. Fox saying that they were undefeated, and they pretty much trying to figure things out. They are about to get ready to. Do I need to put on the marking thing, Miss Miranda, before we get started?
Oh yeah, if you go up to the top where it says
Annotate or more?
uh if you go to disable participants annotations, or you could put annotation with the names. It was under like the options, I think.
Disable attendee annotation, or you said
Um I can't see your little bar thing, so I can't it was like on the end of the bar.
right. It says disable attendee annotation.
Oh yes, that one. Yes.
Okay, we can do that. I want to be able to see. Okay, cool. That way only I can do it. Okay. So now, Miss Miranda, you can have someone.
All right. Let's go with see who has their hand up. Nikayla.
Chapter 10, Bogus Chicken House number 1. This time we must go in very special directions, said Mr. Fox, pointing sideways and downward. So he and his 4 children start to dig once again. The work went much more slowly now, yet they keep at it with a great courage, and little by little the tunnel began to grow. Dad, I wish you would tell us where we're going, said one of the children. I dare not do that, said Mr. Fox, because this is this place I'm hoping to to some to get to is so marvelous.
Good job, honey.
If that that if I describe it to you now, you will go crazy with its excitement
Right there.
and
Stop. Pause right there. Good job, Nikayla. Let's have Logan read next.
And then, if we failed to get there, which is very possible, he would die of disappointment. I don't know. I don't want to raise your hopes too much, my darlings. For a long time, they kept on digging for how long they didn't know, because there were no days and no nights down there in the murky tunnel. But at last, Mr. Fox gave the order to stop. I think he said, we had better take a peep upstairs and see where we are. I I know where I want to be, but I can't possibly be sure we're anywhere near it.
Thank you, Logan. Let's have
Let's do Evan.
Slowly, warily, the foxes began to slope the tunnel up towards the surface. Up and up it went until suddenly they came to something hard above their heads and they couldn't go up any further. Mr. Fox reached up to examine this hard thing. It's wood.
good. So let's all take a moment and let's look at this illustration. Because I know that this illustration is pretty much describing what Evan just read. Once again, we know we're going to have questions based off this. And so if I were you, I would be taking notes about kind of what's going on, even if it's a sentence or two. They're digging out the tunnel. They come to a place and now they're at the stop saying it's wood. Okay. It's wood, he whispered. Wooden planks. Okay. Anybody else? Let's see who's next.
Faith.
Sorry. Uh-oh. There we go. Right here, Faith. What does that mean? Oh my gosh. Okay. You got it, Faith?
What does that mean, Dad? It means unless I am very much mistaken, we are right underneath somebody's house, whispered Mr. Fox. Be very quiet now while I take a peek. Carefully, Mr. Fox began pushing up one of the floorboards. The board creaked most terribly, and they all ducked down, waiting for something awful to happen. Nothing did, so Mr. Fox pushed up a second board, and then very, very casually,
Try that one again, honey. Got it first. Right the first time. Car. You got it. Take a risk. What's the tape you see when you're supposed to go somewhere? It's yellow tape. Cautiously.
cautiously,
Mm-hmm.
he poked his head through the gap. He let out a shriek of excitement.
Hey, pause there.
I've done it!
Oh, keep going. Keep going. Okay.
I've done it, he yelled. I've done it. I've done it first time. I've done it. I've done it. He pulled himself through the gap in the floor and started practicing.
Not practicing.
Wait. Panicking?
That's an A-N. For an.
Hi.
That C makes an S sound for a little hint.
Ransicking?
Good. Prancing.
Dancing up and up and dancing with joy. Come on up, he sang out. Come up and see where you are, my darlings. What a sight for a hungry fox. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hooray. Hallelujah. Hooray, hooray.
Good job, Faith.
The
Let's pause right there. Let's pause right there for a second. My question for you all are, where are they at? Where are the foxes at? I'm thinking about the title, and I'm thinking about the title of this chapter. Where are they at?
I see Elena's hand kind of peeking.
Okay, let's go with Elena.
I think they're under a boat.
Okay, you think they're under a boat. Somebody else want to maybe respectfully agree or disagree? Tell us why.
Demaya. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you got it, Demaya. Do you agree or disagree, and why? Do you think they're under a boat?
I disagree. I respectfully disagree because I respectfully disagree because if there was under a boat, the boat would like I can see like wood stuff.
Okay, so where do you think they're at?
Like probably in a house.
Okay, so we getting closer. So they're in a house. Okay, anybody want to add to what Demaya started us with?
Miss Willis, can you remind us of what the chapter name was?
Oh, okay. The chapter name is here.
Oh.
Ah,
I
I
see.
see Emmanuel with his hand,
Okay.
his hand up. Emmanuel, can you tell us where the
I agree with Demaya because if it was a boat, there would be water under them.
right? So where do you think they're at?
I think they're at a stranger's house.
A stranger's house? I don't think it's a stranger, Emmanuel, but I think that you're very close. So let's see if Denila, since she has her Zoom hand raised. Denila, where do you think they're at? Who house?
I think they're at a abandoned house.
Okay. So a lot of us are saying these different houses, but I want us to use the text as a hint. Not a house, not a stranger house. They're at someone's specific house. Krishan, where do you think they're at?
I think they are at their own house.
No, because we realized early in that the foxes live in a hole, so they're not at their house.
Think about the chapter title.
Think about the chapter title, friends.
Christian, we about to go fishing.
What about Christian?
So do I have to call him back?
No, you don't have to call them back.
They're at Bogus's house.
Yes! Oh my God, good job, Christian. They're at Bogus House. Friends, the title is Bogus Chicken House #1.
Miss Williams,
Yes, yes, yes.
what time does this end? Cause I'm gonna leave.
Okay, we'll just hop off. We end at 1. They're at Bogus's Chicken House. We have to use the title because the title usually tells us so much information. Okay, good. Thank you, Christian. Thank you. Okay. Now I have another question for Felix because you have been waiting patiently. Can you tell us what the word cautiously means? And then very, very cautiously, he poked his head up through the gap. What does cautiously mean, Felix?
I think cautiously means carefully.
Carefully. Good job, Felix. That is very correct. That is correct. Okay, and now I'm going to bring it over to Esteban. He pulled himself up, and I love how Esteban is taking notes. He pulled himself up through the gap in the floor and started prancing and dancing with joy. What does prancing mean?
Well, I think prancing would mean since he's dancing with joy and he's prancing, I think he would be very excited and surprised that this actually happened.
Yeah, so kind of similar to, it's like of a horse move. So it's like when you like doing springy steps. So most people say it's like pretty much dancing. It reminds me a little bit salsa dancing. You know, Miss Miranda's laughing. She probably like, no, it doesn't. But to me, that's
I started dancing.
okay. So now let's continue reading. Good. I think we're getting better as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Now we need first of all, a huge shout out to our first readers. You all did a really good job in reading with expression.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We haven't heard from Jayana yet. Let's do Jayana.
Okay. The 4 small foxes, Jayana.
The four small foxes scrambled up out of the tunnel, and what a fantastic sight it was that now met their eyes. Now met their eyes. They were in a huge shed, and the whole place was teeming with chickens. There were white chickens and brown chickens and black chickens. By the house, by the
By the thousand.
by the thousand, bogus chicken house number 1, cried Mr. Fox. It's actually what I was aiming at. I hit it slap in the middle first time. Isn't the
Demaya, honey, make sure you on mute.
and
Isn't it fantastic? Oh, and if I may.
And if I may say so, rather clever, the small foxes went wild with excitement. They started running around in all directions, chasing the stupid chickens. Wait.
Right there, pause right there. So they're in his chicken house, and why are they so excited? Someone unmute themselves and tell me why they're so excited.
The reason why they are so excited is because they get to eat.
Yes, they get to eat. They've been starving and they have found some food, hopefully. We don't know if they're going to be able to get the 1,000 chickens because it is a lot of them. Okay. Ms. Miranda, can you see if Alex has gotten his microphone to work?
Yeah, Alex, can you unmute yourself? Are you able to? Try and say something. I don't think we can hear you yet.
Yeah, I don't think we can hear him. He's unmuting it, but we can't hear him.
Yeah. It worked yesterday. That's silly. It's all right, Alex. We'll figure it out.
Is JV on here? Oh, his video is off. Okay.
Let's see.
Patience. Her hand is up.
Yeah.
Make sure you unmute, honey. There you go. Unmute.
Wait, order, Mr. Fox. Don't lose your heads. Stand back. Calm down. Let's do this properly.
Okay, Patience, I'm gonna stop you, honey, because I know that this is Mr. Fox talking, okay? And these are exclamation points. So it's wait, order Mr. Fox. Don't lose your heads. Stand back, calm down. Let's do this properly because he's being demanding, okay? So let's try that again.
Wait, order, Mr. Fox. Don't lose your heads. Stand back. Calm down. Let's do this properly. First of all, everyone have a drink of water. They all ran over to the chickens, drinking through the
The chicken's drinking trowel. It's something that the chickens use to drink out of.
The chicken drinking through
Trowel.
trap and lapped up the lovely cool water. Then Mr. Fox chose 3 of the plumpest hens, and with a clever flick of his jaw, he killed them instantly.
Try that one again. and with a clever flick of his jaws, he killed them
instantly.
instantly. Good, instantly. I see Nikayla has her hand over her mouth. Go ahead and read this last paragraph, Patience. Back
Uh,
to the tunnel.
back to the tunnel. He ordered, come on. No fooling around. The quicker you move, the quicker you shall have something to eat.
Okay, good job, Patience. Now, I seen some of us, we were not, so a chicken, let's see how this looks. Drinking trial. See if we can come up with some images to show us. I couldn't find any really online.
These are like some DIY ones.
Man,
There's that silver one up there.
right here.
Yeah, with the chicken, stainless steel chicken feed.
Right here.
Yeah, that's usually what a trowel.
So yeah, so typically this is something that, yep, chicken drinks their water through. It's a trowel. Is this like a little hole for like their beaks, Miss Miranda? I don't really know about.
Usually they just kind of like, they just, yeah, like that. That's what I was trying to say. They just go in and drink it like that.
So it gives them all the opportunity to be able to drink it. So I just wanted to take that moment to kind of look at that. And that's just a bigger picture, just so we can see. Because I'm sure some of us were like, what is a chicken? Because if you are like Miss Miranda and Miss Williams, when we read, we have to picture the setting, because that helps us imagine what's going on. And if you don't know what a chicken drinking trial is, it's not as helpful in understanding what's going on. And so they got the water from there. Okay, moving on. Okay. So
All
now
right.
we're getting back. So now let's keep reading.
The only person we haven't heard from was Danae.
Danae, go ahead.
One after the other, they climbed down through the hole in the floor, and soon they were all standing once again in the dark tunnel. Mr. Fox reached up and pulled the floorboards back into place. He did this with great care. He did it so that no one could tell they had ever been moved. My son, he said, giving the 3 plump hens to the biggest of his 4
Small children. You see it, Danae? It's 4 small children.
the
Do you see this part right here? The 4 small children.
the 4 small children.
Do you see it on the other side? I'll read the rest, okay? It's okay. Giving it to the biggest of the 4 small children. Run back with these to your mother. Tell her to prepare a feast. Tell her the rest of us will be along in a jiffy, as soon as we have made a few other little arrangements. Okay, it's a lot of figurative language in here. And before we need to talk about these words. First of all, can someone tell us when typically, I think we talked about the word feast. Am I correct, Miss Miranda?
I feel
Logan?
like maybe in the beginning we did.
Okay, Logan, you shaking your head. Can you remind us of what a feast is?
A feast is like a ginormous meal.
Yes, it's a big meal prepared for a lot of people. Good job, Logan. Now, when they say tell her the rest of us will be along in a jiffy, Krishan, what are they saying?
That they are going to be.
If your grandma leave and she say they'll be back in a jiffy, what does that mean, Krishan?
They'll be back quick.
Thank you. Good job, buddy. Okay. And so we'll be back quick as soon as we have made a few other little arrangements. What arrangements do we think they're talking about? What do they mean by arrangements? So run back with these. He's telling the small foxes to take the chickens back to mom so mom can prepare a big meal for them to eat. But then he said, he didn't give them all to all the foxes. He gave the chickens to which one of the foxes? That's the question Ms. Williams should be asking. Let's go back into the text.
I see some people are turning off their cameras.
Yeah, let's stop turning off our cameras, please. I'm gonna give you a second to read through this part, and I want someone to answer this question. Who did Mr. Fox give the chickens to take back to mom?
Evan.
Evan?
The biggest of the 4 foxes.
Okay. Biggest, let's make that into our own language so it makes sense to us. What's another word for big if we're talking about our siblings? Starts with an O. Let's phone a friend.
Patience.
Patience. Where's she at? Is she on here? Patience, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Patience, what's another word for biggest?
Another word for biggest is?
If we're thinking about your siblings. So not your biggest brother, but your?
Smallest brother?
Oh, that's the opposite.
We're looking for a synonym.
We're looking for a synonym. It's okay, Ms. Williams, just pushing our thinking. We got to make this make sense to us. Let's see. Somebody want to take a risk who might not know.
I see Denila's hand.
Denila, what's another word for biggest? He gave it to the
Oldest?
Yes, he gave it to the oldest. Typically, when we're talking about our siblings, we say oldest and youngest. We typically don't say the biggest. Okay, so we want to make it make sense to us. So Mr. Fox gave the chickens to the oldest fox, which makes sense because he's probably more mature, and told him to go back and give it to the mom. But then he went on to say, we'll be back soon because they needed to arrange some things. Okay. Let's see how much. Debating if I want to read chapter. I think that we can get through 1, 2. I think we can pause here. Let's just pause here. I want to read through chapter 11, but I think that we can pause here. Let's just stop here for the sake of time. Okay. Good job, everyone. Oh, Logan, yes, go ahead. I'm sorry. Some of these I can't see. When you all are messaging us privately, Miss Williams can't see it if I got it on my screen share. I seen that Kayla had asked to go to the restroom and Logan. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about what happened. What happened in chapter number 10 based off what we already knew. So the problem that we came up with was that the foxes were starving, and it was the farmers who thought that they were going to starve them out to death. But we know that the title of this book is Mr. Fantastic Fox. And so how was Mr. Fox fantastic in this chapter? I'm going to give us a second to think. Think. I was
Type that in.
Fox fantastic in this chapter. Let's see. Miss Miranda, if you don't mind, can you call on someone?
Yeah.
Let's spend about 30 more seconds though thinking.
Let's see. We haven't heard from, is JV back? Because we haven't heard from him yet. JV, are you back? Doesn't seem like it. Okay.
I'm
Oh,
back.
Okay. So, how is Mr. Fox fantastic in this chapter? What did he do? Oh, make sure you're unmuted, sweetie.
I didn't see it.
Okay, well, take a risk. What happened in this chapter that made Mr. Fox fantastic?
Maybe Mr. Fox fantastic. They was under somebody's house.
Whose house? How about you phone a friend to help you out? Let's make sure that we're in the lesson the whole time so that we don't miss any important details, okay?
Logan?
Logan? All right.
Fantastic Fox is fantastic in this chapter because he aimed for the right spot and he aimed for Bogus's house and he actually got there.
And he actually got there. Good. So what problem were they able to solve? What problem were they able to solve based off what we talked about, I guess, last week? What was the problem and how were they able to solve it?
Michaela.
I'm going to ask the question again just so y'all on the same page. What was the problem? Remember, we came up with a problem in the previous chapters before Mr. Fox came up with a plan. And how was he able to solve it based off what we just read?
And Mr. Fantastic Fox solved it was
Okay, wait, tell us remind us of what the problem was first, honey.
they were trapped and
They were trapped, okay, and how did Mr. Fox solve it?
they dig out.
Good. They dug, not out. We wouldn't want to say out, but they dug to where, based off what Logan just said. They dug to
Bogus chicken house.
Good job, honey. Excellent. Okay. Emmanuel and Denilah, did you want to add anything before we wrap it up today? I seen your hands were raised. Emmanuel, did you have anything you wanted to add?
So they so so the problem was that they were hungry and they fell inside of a pit and there was no way out, but then Mr. Fox had an idea. So then they somehow landed on the spot of where a plank was open to Bogus's chicken house, and then they stole some, and then they ate it, and then they solved the problem.
Okay. Now I want to caution you a little bit because did they eat the chickens yet?
No.
Not yet, okay? Remember, he sent it back with the what? Which one of the foxes? The
Mother fox.
not mother. He sent it back to mother
Fox?
fox. The oldest, yeah, the oldest fox. He sent it back to the oldest fox to have mother fox prepare the feast, okay? So they haven't quite ate yet, but they're very, very close to it. Did Nyla has anything? Do you have anything to say?
No.
He put it, Emmanuel gave us a good summary. Thank you, Emmanuel. Miss Miranda, do you have anything to add before we wrap this up?
No, I don't have anything to add for reading. I did want to do some quick shout outs.
Okay.
So yesterday, this was last night. So if you guys did some this morning, I haven't looked yet. But I saw some of you went on and did the classifying quadrilaterals lesson on iReady. And 3 of you so far have done it and passed. So it was Christian, Felix, and then Caden's not here. And Caden, you 3 did it and passed it. There were a few other people that attempted it and didn't pass it yet. So what I want you to do for that is after tomorrow, that way you have another lesson to kind of refresh. Try it one more time and don't rush through it. So, and if you haven't done that yet, go and do it.
Okay, good. Thank you, Miss Miranda. And I want to give a few shout outs based off your lesson yesterday, Miss Miranda. I had Nikayla, Logan, and Felix immediately send me their answers from what the homework was. So big shout out to them. It's a few
I
people.
still gotta say I did that.
Yep. And so it's a few people who I haven't still got them from. So Jayana, Patience, Elena, Faith. Remember, if you need to go back and watch on YouTube the lesson, and if some of us if we can't find the YouTube link, your parents should be texting us and letting us know, because every parent in their text message or on Dojo has our YouTube link. So if you are not able to get that, you should be letting Miss Miranda and I know so that we can get that to you. Yes, honey.
The reason I can send it, I'm supposed to ask you today, how do you send it?
Okay, you can just send it to my phone, okay? Do you have my number?
No.
Your mom has it. You want me to give it to you?
Yes.
Okay, 317
Okay.
429
Okay.
6894. And I think that, Faith, are you writing it down too?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, thank you. Jayana, just keep it as your regular name, okay? Because when you got nicknames, we don't know who it is. So make sure tomorrow it just says Jayana. But do you need me to send you your iReady password, Jayana? I'll send your iReady password to your mom. Other than that, I'm going to tell us today how we're going to say bye. It's in Hindi. I'm not sure what Hindi is. It's namaste.
Namaste. That's India.
India. Okay. India. So namaste. Namaste. So now let's all unmute.
Yes.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. All right.
Namaste.
The Indian bye.
3,
Namaste.
2, 1. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.